This is Mwenda Saba TV.
Now, there is this pricing movement, Tuko Kandi, by the Gen Zs.
Yeah.
I mean, I never saw it coming. They are registering as voters. So much registration is happening.
I don't see why you wouldn't see that coming.
I thought Gen Z and jokers.
Now, there is something called the political awakening. This is an awakening. And it didn't start with the Tuko Kandi. It started with the Gen Z demonstrations against the finance bill of 2024. That is when these young people realized that they can take control of the country.
Yes.
Okay? And they can have a better Kenya. That awakening, it went down because Kenyans are persuaded by tradition, the fact that we have regular elections. And that election gives you the chance to change leadership. Because of that hope, they decided to set off the passion of change.
Yes.
And that people who can't think in deeper thought that they have surrendered. These fellows have not surrendered. They are just waiting for the election. If that election doesn't go their way, that is when you are going to find them again.
They will be back.
Oh, my friend. They will be back in a very big way. You can't have, you see what some of us don't understand is that there is real desperation out here. That's why you see these young people going to Russia, knowing that they will go to war and they will die. That desperation is accompanied by realization that if they participate politically, they can change the country.
Yes.
So if something is blocked on that change in 2027, that is when you will know who these young people are.
Should we be worried as a country?
I think no, because I think the election will be okay. I trust the election will be fine. So I don't think you should worry, because every time you talk to people who support President Ruto, they tell you he will steal. In other words, they haven't given up. You know, the moment your supporters decide that the only way you can win is to steal, you know they are finished.
Yes.
It's over. So because of that, then it's very clear that we don't have to be worried, because there won't be change of government. Yeah.
Now, when you see the president is trying so much to dismantle the tribal kind of arrangement, do you think the tribal card will still work in this direction? It
is a tribal card that have always worked in Kenya. So I don't understand what he is doing. What is he doing? From 2013, the only election which was without the tribe is the election that brought Mwai Kibaki to power in 2002. And then the election of 1963.
Yes.
Any other election is purely tribal arithmetic. And this is how it is done. Uhuru Kenyatta put together Kikuyu Kalenjin Alliance, 2013, and he won the election. Okay? William Ruto put together Kalenjin Kikuyu Alliance in 2022.
Yes.
So all the opposition has to do is put together a bigger tribal bloc than the one William is having now. And that's it. So he can't, I don't know how he's arranging this, because I think he is really, the situation itself is blocking him from making any tribal alliance, because the one he was having, the Kikuyu Kalenjin, is broken. Okay, and that one is broken so thoroughly that they can't even give him 10% of the vote. I doubt that. So, which one now will he put together? Because let's say he has Njo for running mate. Because that would be realistic. Because he could say he has a Muslim and he has a Coastal.
Yes.
But the Mijikenda are complaining that they want to represent themselves. They don't want Swahili or Arabs representing them at the national table.
Yes.
So you run into that. Okay?
Yes.
Because I know you can't take a Luya either for a running mate, because the Luyas are not respecter of...
So you shouldn't expect any Luya to deputize President Ruto?
Luyas are not respecter of leadership. Luyas don't take instructions from their leaders. They are like the Kikuyus in very many ways. There was a time that the country was tried by Daniel Arap Moi.
Yes.
He appointed Mundavandi vice president in the 202 so that the lawyers can vote for Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
What did the lawyers do? They defeated him. He lost his own seat in his apathy as an MP. So taking a lawyer wouldn't make any interrupt the president. You see, the lawyers and the people of the Mount Kenya region, they understand one thing. When you are there as a deputy president or even as president or any other as minister, that job belongs to you and your family. If you fix the economy for the whole country,
Yes.
they know that they benefit. So they really don't care about an individual occupying that position. Because also you have to understand the lawyers are really not tribal. Okay?
What if the president retains Kithure Kindiki? Does the tribal card still favor him?
No, they won't. They will not.
Kindiki cannot bring the mountain vote?
Why would he bring, listen, how will he even bring the mountain vote? You see, the mountain is in Kenya, and Kenya has economic challenges. So how will he convince them that they have more benefit right now? They have benefited from William Ruto, and therefore they deserve. Remember, Kindiki is not the president.
Yes.
How will he convince this mountain that they have so much benefit from William Ruto that the misery that Kenyans are experiencing, they are not experiencing it. You understand?
Yes.
How will he do that? Because remember, we are told 800,000 children
Yes.
who are not able to transit. That 800,000 contains children from Meru. You know the murders that are taking place in northern Ingresing area.
Yes.
People dying there every day. Every other day they are burying somebody. Who do you think they are blaming? It is a responsibility of the national government, and ending by William Ruto, to protect life and the property. That is the responsibility number one of government. There he has failed. Okay?
Yes.
So I would they even think about Kindiki.
So, the best of your knowledge, where can President William Ruto get a deputy who will bring some kind of reasonable amount of votes? Where?
I think
Umesema Ruya no, the Swahili people, Coast no, the Mount Kenya no, where can it
I think to give the president and dignifying the laws, he can go and get a Kalenjin. No, sorry, a Luo. He can get a Luo.
So he can lose?
He can lose in a dignified, yes, to give him and dignify the laws. He shouldn't get a Luo for running it. Because you still lose. But the laws respect position.
You want to be President Ruto will be embarrassed?
He wouldn't be embarrassed. In fact, the only community in Kenya that appreciate an appointment in government at that level is only the Luos. They celebrate. They will celebrate. In fact, if you appoint one of them, Watagunyo Pombe, Nairobi, Ugo Gizumo, and this is not profiling. No, because them, the Luos have a totally different culture. They identify with their king.
Yes.
They like their leaders. If their leaders tell them, let's go this way, it is very few Luos who are going to resist. The only challenge the president will get is that they don't vote. They will attend these meetings in their thousands. And it will be very exciting. It will look, but when they come to taking that being to the ballot, that will be a big challenge. Because in last election, they gave Raila 1.3 million, the 5 Luo counties. If they can give Raila 1.3 million, how much do you think they're going to give to Ruto?
We in this case is most likely to get that chance. Gladys Wanga, Raymond Omoro, maybe Oparanya.
Oparanya is a
Luya.
Oparanya is a Luya, and if they give to Oparanya, it won't make any difference. But in between Molo, if what I read in the newspapers is correct, he is a real gangster. I mean, what you read in the paper, if it's true, I don't know about organizing goons and all that. So, Luos are not very much offended by a show of strength. let's assume Raymond Omolo shows strength.
Yes.
They may take him. So I don't know about Gladys Wanga because the other day she was in Burundi somewhere in Kisumu.
Yes. Aero.
So Aero. And I think even in the other election, Raila had to do heavy lifting to get her the ticket.
The ticket, yes.
So I think the president knows that. The president has a lot of intelligence about everybody. So he knows that. So if you are to take somebody from Nyanza, maybe that Omolo would be. But let me put a caveat here. I don't believe the president will drop Kindiki. Everybody else thinks he will. And I want to tell you categorically that he won't. Because no government changes top leadership when you're going to an election. It just doesn't work. So the president is going to that election with Kindiki. And then he will rely to these other guys that is in Tamutoa, Sinilitoa, Kachagua. So nyinyi ngojeni ikitu nikiingia. Now they will not believe him because they also know that he won't have enough members of parliament. So he is in what is called the Catch 22. He is in between the Hard Rock and the deep blue sea. I don't understand how he is going to maneuver this thing. It's very complicated. But he will stick with the Kindiki.
Can he win when he sticks with the Kindiki?
No, he can't. I said he can't win either way. It doesn't matter how whoever he goes with.
Yes,
whoever going with, he has to lose. It's not possible. And this time, he doesn't have the time to change, the time to implement his promises. No, he doesn't have. You see, he aggressively and brilliantly showed himself as a candidate.
Yes.
People remember those promises. And he put their hope extremely high. Yes. But he has crushed that hope. So it's difficult for him to revive that again. It's very hard.
This is Mwenda Saba TV.